right, so today we are talking about Jurassic World Rebirth. Finally, this movie has released. And wow, what a fun, adventurous movie this was. Honestly, I had a great time watching it. What's up? What's up? I see you tuning in, everybody that's coming in and stuff like that. So, we're going to give it a few while we wait for these notifications to go out. Share the video, all that good stuff. If it's your first time tuning in, you already know, hit that subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. All right, yeah, we're gonna talk about the reviews and stuff like that because it's just BS, honestly, of what people are talking and saying and trying to review bomb this movie. Honestly, that's kind of sad, but we're gonna get into that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This movie was freaking amazing. And let's get started. So, look, first things first, I want to tell everybody this movie, if you're going in there with expectations of, you know, Jurassic World with Jurassic Park and it's crossing over, look, don't go in there. This movie is fun. It's a summer movie and it's catered to fans that are really into Jurassic World with Jurassic Park. It's not connected to anything. I'm not going to spoil it, but it is a new thing and a new route that it's going into, meaning that where the franchise is heading into the next franchise, I mean, the next trilogy or whatever it is that they're trying to set up, it's good. It's really, really good. And this movie is fun from beginning to end. And it does connect with a little bit of what the previous film, but not too much. It does, touch on some things of Jurassic Park. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you enjoyed Jurassic Park 3 and you enjoyed Fallen Kingdom, this movie's for you. If you're going in there and thinking that this is nostalgia bait, this movie is not for you, honestly. This movie is catered to people, fans of all ages that just want a good, action, adventure, fun summer movie. That's what this movie is. It's literally that. A lot of people, I'm gonna tell you straight up, all of these critics that are coming out, that's what they are. They're critics, You had a great time, a true summer movie. Exactly. Two thumbs up. It was fun. It was amazing, honestly. Go see it. Go watch it. And you have to look. I'm gonna tell you straight up. When I bought my tickets, I bought it for standard. All right. Not nothing fancy or anything. When I arrived to the theaters, with my lady, all of a sudden, I'm like, why does the screen look blurred? And then I go to the front, I'm like, hey, look, the movie looks blurred. What's going on? They upgraded everybody to 3D. I did not expect that because they didn't have apparently the regular standard film. So they upgraded everybody literally to 3D. And wow, that movie was even better on 3D. It's been a while that I see a 3D movie and damn, it felt like you were in there. I was like, wow, like amazing. It made the movie stand out even more. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some fans are right now talking because they went in there with high expectations. And some of these people are just not really fans. They're just critics. They're just doing it because they're not really fans of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, or they're still stuck and sprung on the nostalgia. This movie is not for nostalgia, honestly. This is what Jurassic World is about. Jurassic World, it's out in the open. You can't go in there expecting, oh wow, it's gonna be the same like Jurassic Park and The Lost World and all these other movies. No, it's just like Jurassic Park 3 in the sense that this movie is going to be underrated. But when you watch it, I'm gonna go watch it again. It is very good. It starts off slow. Probably the first 35 minutes, it's very, very slow. But the opening, wow, it was amazing. And it, like when they introduced the D-Rex, that was dope with the lab. Like that opening was freaking amazing. And a lot of people are gonna really enjoy this, honestly. And it has you on the edge when they're honestly like I said, I'm not trying to spoil it, but when you're seeing the river scene, that was good. The final scene, oh wow, like that final how it ends. Oh, this is good. I'm telling you, like it was really, really good. Like, and I'm not just saying that because you might be like, oh, you're a shill and this and that. No, it's not a perfect movie. It has its flaws, but you put that to the side. I'm gonna be honest with you. Scarlett Johansson, she was cute in this movie in the sense that there was no agenda, there was no type of message, there was nothing that has to do with that. It was just pure fun. It was entertaining, and her with the other character, I can't remember his name, but the one that plays Duncan, that dude, oh my god, like I really like that dude. Like he was really good. They completely stood out. They the whole movie should have just been centered with those two and the doctor. Wow, like they did a performance that I was like, oh wow, like like who would have thought this is what this movie was gonna be. It was well worth the wait, especially if you're a fan of Jurassic Park 3, and of course if you're a fan of Fallen Kingdom. And of course, you have to remember this is Jurassic World. This is no longer Jurassic Park. This is Jurassic World. And these dinosaurs are all over the world. And they explained that real good. I like what they're going and what they're setting up, if that's what they're hinting at. And honestly, this is just one of those movies you just want to go out, watch with the family, watch by yourself, watch with your loved one. And you're gonna have fun. That's it. You're gonna have fun. Like I said, the first 35 minutes is very boring. They talk a lot, but they're setting up why. So when they go to the island of what's going to happen, you're going to see not Easter eggs, but you're going to see something that like you could tell that they were using Jurassic Park as the blueprint, and it's like not reinvented, but it's I guess it's more for like the new and future audience, and you're gonna see a lot of things that resembles to the to the first Jurassic Park, literally, and then of course it's its own thing, and you could see all the elements like the director literally brought in what like he did with Godzilla in 2014. So if you enjoyed that movie, you're gonna enjoy this movie also. It was really good, honestly. And to be a PG-13 movie, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, there's a scene that took me by surprise. I was like, damn! Everybody in the theaters, they were not expecting that. The way that the last dude goes out, the villain, yo, like I'll tell you straight up, that was like the Lost World type on that level. So when Eddie Carr by the two T-Rexes, I'll leave it at that, just so you know. But damn, the way that they pulled it off was really good. And that character, he's very annoying as a bad guy, but he plays the role right. Like I said not long ago, when you have a character that plays the role, especially as a villain, and they really make you dislike them, they're doing their job right. And that's what he did. He pulled the character right. I can't remember the name of him, but he did a good role. Now you get these characters, the ones that we've seen in the trailer, the ones that are on the little on the raft. I'm gonna be honest with you, those characters were pointless. They were not needed. They really weren't needed. They just put them in there, I guess, just to put extra content to the movie and to do the whole thing of the river scene. But that river scene was dope. It was cool. But those characters were not necessary, honestly. Like they were just characters that they were like, let's just throw them in there. You get in total there's 11 characters, in the whole movie. They're just focused on them, and I won't tell you who survives and who doesn't and stuff like that. But out of the 11, you're gonna be like, wow, okay, like I see what they're doing. It was really good. You're gonna see a lot of dinosaurs that make cameos. That was not good because I wanted to see more of them, but I was like, okay, it is what it is, I guess, But it just it's a good movie. It's a fun movie, and you're going to enjoy it. Yeah, Dolores. Dolores is one of the dinosaurs that you're going to see, and just picture as when you see it, Dolores is Baby Yoda in this movie. Like it's really like that. Like I was even surprised with what they did with that dinosaur. It was pretty dope. You're gonna see some. It's nice. It's a very good movie, and what I really like about it is that it doesn't take itself too serious. Some people are complaining about the plot and saying, "Oh, that it didn't this and that." Who cares? It's a fun movie. That's all I care about, honestly. It's a fun movie that it's like probably like 2 hours or something, and it goes by quick. There's moments where like they're talking, like I said, the first 35 minutes, it can be a little boring, but once they get, I'm telling you straight up, once they get on that boat, from there to the end, it's all on. There's no end credit scene, so if you're expecting for an end credit scene like Marvel, what they do, no, do not. There's nothing. At the end, there is nothing. So you don't have to wait and stuff like that. The characters, the cast. Oh, and another thing too about the cast, while we're talking about it, it caught me by off guard. I didn't even notice. My girl was like, "Oh, you don't know who that character is?" I was like, "No, who's that?" And she was like, "Oh, that's the dude that plays on Rebel Moon, the bad guy. What's his name? Atticus, I think. Atticus Noble. That dude's there. He has hair." And I was like, "Oh snap!" When I saw him, and like he did a good performance for his character. I was like, damn, they what? I was like, hell yeah, even more reason to go watch it. So again, if you liked him in Rebel Moon, you're gonna love him in this movie, and it was well done, well done. Like this movie, I'm telling you straight up, this is going to make $1 billion. This movie is it. This is the one that right now we need in the sense of entertainment wise. Like every character, every actor, actress, they all performed and did their part very well. And besides that, like I said, the first 35 minutes, that's excluding, not including the intro, because the intro was amazing. The first, probably, like I said, 30 minutes, it's going to be a little bit boring. But you have to pay close attention because they're setting things up. And I won't spoil it, but pay attention, especially to the doctor, because he's going to say something very important that if you want to, I guess, go down memory lane for nostalgia, he's going to throw a nice Easter egg in there. And when I caught that on, I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty dope. I like what they did with that. So it does, you know, it does acknowledge Jurassic Park and with what happened with Engine, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, not everything, but some parts. And honestly, this just feels like Jurassic Park 3, in the sense that, it's a good movie, but it's probably going to be underrated just because some people might be a little too picky about it. Like I said, go in there with an open mind. Don't go in there thinking, oh, this is going to be connected and this is going to be, like explaining this. No, no, no. It's Jurassic World. That's why it's called Rebirth. If you look at what the definition of rebirth is, it's just something being reborn, something restart of something. And that's exactly with this. This is, if this is the new trilogy, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm sold. The mutants in it, you're going to like them also, and it's fun. It's fun. That's all that matters. Like it's kind of explaining, but it doesn't go into details telling you why those mutants are around, why. But the basics of it in the sense of that these mutants are on this island. They were doing experiments. Things went down, and in the end, they're on this island. So they're still out there. There's probably more, and that's good. That's really, really good. I will say that it I'm gonna say it straight up. Just don't go in there with high expectations in the sense of, oh, I can't wait to see this and to see that. No, just watch the movie open minded. Besides those 30 minutes that are boring in the intro, I mean in the opening and in the first beginning of the movie, once it gets into the boat, from there to the end, it's fun. It's nonstop fun. It's very good, and everything is just within what they're doing and the small cast that they have. It works. It works. They pulled it off. They're setting something good. I really hope. Rumor has it that they're already ready to start doing part two to this. I guess this new universe that they're doing with Rebirth, and they're bringing back the same director. That's the rumor, and I hope they do really because I really enjoyed what they did. Fans they were in the theater happy. You could hear it. There's some parts that are very emotional, and it's good. You can connect with that, and I was like, man, it needs that Jurassic Park theme, and they put it in there. They put it when you least expect it, and I was like, damn, like this has heart, with that scene and stuff like that. And the reason why they're going after these dinosaurs is, because they're trying to stop some type of what is this? They're trying to create a new medicine, but it works. Like I said, it really works with what they're working with and stuff like that. And of course, you have Steven Spielberg that he's producing this movie, so that he, like James Gunn, he gave notes, and it works. It worked. It worked for this movie. There's parts that are a little bit, funny and humorous that you can clearly see that was the studio telling the director, "Hey, throw this in there." But for it to be a PG-13, this is literally like how Black Adam was, a strong PG-13, because Black Adam when it came out was literally going to be a rated R, but the studio got in the way, of course, and WB was like, "No, let's just make it PG-13." But it was a strong PG-13, and that's the same thing with this one. This was a strong PG-13. The way that they set up like the horror quote unquote elements, It's done well, good. Like they really do it good. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but like I said, if you enjoyed Fallen Kingdom, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. If you enjoyed Jurassic Park 3, you're going to also enjoy this. um it's really in, like, how do you put it? That's what, like I said, it's an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, no movie is ever perfect, and it's fun. That's all that matters. It's a fun, good movie. It's not corny. It's not cheesy. And when they do drop, like jokes in there, it's fitting for it. It's not just random. It's like, okay, yeah, I see why they did that. And like I said, mainly the one that does that is Scarlett Johansson. She did a fantastic job playing her role, and I love how they portrayed her character. She was like I said, she's the positive while all these events are going on and things just going down, and you feel like you want some type of hope. Her with the doctor and Duncan, yo, they stole the show. I was like this is wow, like I'm speechless. I'm really speechless. It was a very, very fun and entertaining movie, and that's the key. We want it to be entertaining, and like completely, completely fun. Yeah, I agree with you. It was cuter than Crypto. But they needed it. They needed that. I'm really happy with what they did. Especially with what we saw in the last movie. The last movie was garbage. Dominion, and that made $1 billion. This right here is nowhere near that. This movie makes Dominion like the worst in all the franchise, honestly. And to be real with you, my ranking, I know everybody's talking about their rankings, but my ranking when it comes to what like the Jurassic Park, you know, everything that has to do with it, of course you have Jurassic Park, the first one, and after Jurassic Park, number two is going to be Rebirth because it explains and it connects. So you want those things, you want to keep those things in there fresh. And then The Lost World, and then Jurassic Park 3. So that way, when you're watching it, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it does connect in the sense of let me look at it from a far point of view while it's still within the same franchise, but now it's opening and connecting the doors fully to what Jurassic World, the first one, was. Like this is completely between, well, it's before Jurassic Park, but setting up the doors opening for later down when the first Jurassic World starts. So that way you could keep that in the background. And then of course you get what we get after that and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. Like I said, it's a very entertaining movie. That's what matters. People are gonna enjoy this. People are going to enjoy it. You remember in the first Jurassic Park when the lawyer was in the car and the little jeep and they're going to the island and stuff like that. And when he saw the dinosaur or something like that, he's like, "We're gonna make a fortune with this." That's exactly what they're gonna do with this movie. They are going to make $1 billion. I'm telling you, this movie is going to surprise everybody. This movie is going to make $1 billion straight up. And this weekend, especially starting today, that it's what today's the second. This movie doesn't come out till tomorrow. So one day before, it's already getting a lot of good reviews. All the negative reviews are just people that are straight up. They're either shills, they're critics, or they're just on WB's payroll trying to make it look bad so nobody goes see it because they know that Superman next week is going to tank. And I'm telling you straight up, this movie is going to dominate the box office. And I've been calling that for a while. That's why, like I said, if you just want good, fun, enjoyable entertainment, this is the movie for you. If you're going in there and thinking, oh, I want it to be accurate, I want it to be, but this and but that, no, don't even bother, honestly. If you just are a fan of what Jurassic Park and Jurassic World has put out there, you need to go watch this in the theaters. However you want, watch it in regular 3D. I was privileged, like I said, they upgraded us for free in the theaters to everybody, so we saw it in 3D, and it was amazing. It felt like we were literally in there because of the 3D and stuff like that. But watch it however you want, standard 3D, real IMAX, whatever you want. You're going to have fun with this movie. This movie is going to literally, like put a lot of smiles on a lot of people. You could hear the kids, they were having a good time. You could hear some of the adults too. And then the parts when is very emotional. Some people were like, I guess, tearing because you could hear the snotty noses, and people start crying and stuff. They're like the sniffles and stuff. So it was good. It was really good. And then when like how these dinosaurs like attack and stuff, it's like, whoa, that was pretty messed up. But I liked it. Like I loved how they did that. They really, really portrayed these dinosaurs like they're supposed to, and that's the best part, honestly. Like you have to think about it, like honestly. Yeah, the previous movie made 1 billion also, the Minion. And then the first one, I think, also the only one that didn't make 1 billion was Fallen Kingdom. But still, this is like honestly like how the Bayformers is, like how Michael Bay did these movies with Transformers. And the IP was up there and everybody was talking about it and stuff like that. And then the last night it didn't perform the way that the studio wanted, but they still made money. That's exactly what the same thing right here. You're just gonna get good, solid entertainment, and most of all, it's fun. That's the best part. It's fun, and it's just enjoyable. I'm gonna go rewatch that movie again. Honestly, Sean, what up? Appreciate you for watching also, and it's really, really good. Like I said, go out there if you're gonna see it by yourself. If you're gonna watch it with your family, with somebody, just go out there and watch it. You are going to literally have a good time, and that's what matters. And the best part about it too that I really, really enjoyed, and this is something that Jurassic World has been missing, is that you get outdoor action. It literally is an adventure. You get water, you get dirt, you get grass, you get air. And I'm gonna leave it with that, because when you're watching it, it literally feels like you're in there and you understand the mission. The goal is simple. They have to go in, they have to extract what they're looking for and get out and survive. That's it. And what they go through in the time that we're watching, it's very well grounded, because it gets to the point. Like I said, they really didn't take themselves serious, and that's good. It works for this. You can't take yourself too serious. If you want 100% accurate a dinosaur movie that's going to be, oh, this is scientifically correct and it has to be 100%. I'm gonna tell you straight up, don't watch the movie and go to a museum. If you're the type of fan that's looking for, oh, it has to be because modern technology and science says that this is what they were, this movie's not for you. Go out to the museum, honestly. Because honestly, nobody in real life knows what these animals, these creatures were like. Nobody knows. And what we're going to go by what they've discovered, hell, for all we know, it could have been opposite of that. And that's what I like what they did with this movie, because it's like the what ifs. See what I'm saying? When they bring in these mutants, I love that. And that's what Dominion was missing. And they needed the hybrids. And I'm a fan of the hybrids. That's what Jurassic World has always been. The first one and the second one was focused on hybrids. When you go back to Jurassic Park, in the first one, when Dr. Wu's talking and giving the tour, he's even saying everything in Jurassic Park is modified. Nothing is organic. Everything is created in a lab. So just like Ian Malcolm says, like it's this whole thing of chaos, and life finds a way, and it does. And this movie proves to you, like it's like science. You can't predict anything with science, honestly. And this movie shows you that with the genetics and the things that they're doing in the research of Jurassic Park and the lore, scientists shouldn't be messing with none of this, because you don't know what's going to come from it. And then when they show you how this abandoned facility is, where they're at and stuff like this, like it just leaves your mind where like, yo, like this went down. Like when you see that opening, and we've seen it in the trailer where you see the guy with the spacesuit and stuff, and you see the D-Rex grab him. Like it's a reason why that's happening, because again, science is always trying to play God, and in the end, it's like they say, some things just shouldn't be messed around with, and this is it. The result and the aftermath is what they get with these mutants, and with whatever the hell they're trying to like splice and crossbreed and stuff like that. I mean, hell, we do that with animals nowadays. Don't you have people that breed dogs and then they mix one breed with another one, and then it gives you another type of animal and stuff like that? That's the same thing. Like of course right here is more wild, because you have a whole bunch of things that you're messing around with. You combine it, and boom, you have the D-Rex. And it's like, what? What the hell, you know? And look, honestly, and it felt like Alien. There's a lot of Alien vibes in this movie, and it works. It really, really works. If you're a fan of Alien, you are going to love this movie also. You are really in for a good ride, you know? And the movie flies by. You're like, man, this movie's 2 hours. It's gonna go by quick. You're going to see it, and you're gonna be like, damn, I want more, you know? Like, and just when you think like things are building up to even more, it just ends, and it's like, damn, I can't wait for the next one. Hopefully they move on to the next one fast, because they need to green light the next one, and seriously, like, get onto that like ASAP. We can't wait 5 years for the next one, honestly. We need the next one within 2 years, honestly, because I know it takes time, but they should have filmed the other one back to back like they've been doing with all these movies that they're starting to film and things like that. And that's what they did with 28 years later, that they filmed back to back. So that's what they need to do with these movies, honestly, especially when they're trying to do a franchise. That's what I loved about what, Zack Snyder did with Rebel Moon. He filmed one and two back to back, and now we have, two versions of it. And the same thing with this movie. I'm gonna tell you honestly, if there's footage that they took away from this movie because they're pushing the PG-13, this movie, if they bring it out like on Blu-ray and stuff like that, it could be a rated R, and it will work. I'm being honest, it could work. There's so many parts that are, it's like, damn, I could see why the studio took and cut some things off, because they were like, oh no, we're trying to sell tickets. So that's understandable. But it works. It works with what they're doing, and I love it. I love it. I love the mutants. I love all this monstrosity that they're going with. I just love it. I really, really enjoy it. And it's fun. Most of all, it's that it was fun, honestly. Let's see. Do you think Rexy and Blue are alive or died? They don't explain nothing about them, because this is a whole different island. This is not on where they were in the last movie. This is a whole different island. And that's the beautiful part about it. You got to remember, this movie takes place before the first island, which is what, Isla Nublar, that was in the first Jurassic Park. Remember, in the second one, The Lost World is I think it was Site B, Isla Sonar, and then there was another one too. Because remember, there's a whole bunch of islands. So on this one, it's like one of those hidden islands that was out there, but this one's like, again, close to the equator and stuff like that. But it works. It works. Like, right now, when you're watching this movie, you don't even think about them. You just think of, and you just focus on what they're going through right now, and like, you don't even think about the other movies. And like I said, you're gonna see some Easter eggs, like part of the facilities and the backgrounds that you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's inspired on what we got with Jurassic Park, and stuff like that, which is cool, and it works. It works. That's the good thing about it. Simple plot, less dialogue needed. To be honest, why are the movies so accurate to real stuff when they don't aim for it like the Spinosaurus? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, to anybody that's thinking, oh, I'm gonna go in there and expect to, like, it's gonna be accurate 100%. No, don't even bother. Like, honestly, just go to a museum and you're better off. This movie is just for fans that enjoy what Jurassic Park is, what it's become, how it's evolving. Because just the brand of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World keeps on evolving. It keeps on evolving, just like what you're seeing in the movie. And I love it. I love it. Like, a lot of people are gonna enjoy it. Some fans are gonna be like, oh, I'm not enjoying it and stuff like that. But you're gonna enjoy it. Honestly, go out there and watch it. Like, you have the day scenes, beautiful, beautiful, and the night scenes, they're beautiful also, gorgeous. How everything, the lighting, the cinematography, the horror, like, everything is well balanced. Like, you can clearly see what the director wanted to do, and you can see, like, what they wanted to go with, while setting up whatever it is that they're trying to set up in the future, and that's also, like, a beautiful thing, and it works. That's all that matters. It works. Do you hear James Gunn fans are review bombing hypocrites? Yeah, they are. This is why I just said a few minutes ago. They're doing that because they're jealous. They know that this movie is going to make 1 billion. I'm telling you straight up. All those people that are saying, "Oh, the movie's a 3, it's a 4, it's mid, oh, it's not as good." Look, I'm telling you straight up. Those are just critics. Those are not even fans of anything with Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, and they're probably hung on that nostalgia bullshit. Honestly, like I love Jurassic Park, but I have this has nothing to do with it. This is Jurassic World. They clearly are telling you there's mutants in it. I love it. I love it. I'm one of the fans that I'm like, you know what? If that's what Universal wants to go forward with, let's do it because it's working. It's been working, honestly. And that's what the last movie failed to bring in. They didn't bring hybrids, and people love hybrids. It tells you at the box office. The first Jurassic World, I think it made 1 billion. Fallen Kingdom didn't. The third one, it made 1 billion because, of course, they brought in the old cast. So, the nostalgia bait, that worked for them. But yeah, that's why people are talking down on it. But don't believe that. Don't believe that, honestly. What is this? Jimmy, yeah, is trying to film. Yeah, I've been reading those comments and stuff like that. But honestly, James Gunn's just completely closing his door, and I love it. And I love it. We all love it. We're seeing it. And next week, Superman is going to tank. I'm telling you, Jurassic World is going to be a juggernaut at the box office. It's going to be because today is the second, tomorrow's the third, Friday is 4th of July. You still have Saturday and Sunday. You literally have 4 days, and this movie is going to rack in money. Is going to make a boatload of money, and the studio knows it. And you know what? Well deserved, honestly. And that's another thing too. Like I said, when you see the cast and they got the dude that played what's his name, the bad guy, the main villain, Ed, I don't remember his last name, um the one that plays with Atticus Noble. This dude gave a hell of a performance. He his role in this movie, wow, like it blew me away. I was like, damn, like, yo, well done, like, straight up, like. And of course, like he was in Rebel Moon, so it's like fans are gonna like that too. I enjoyed it. I was like, damn, I'm gonna go watch this movie again. I'm probably gonna watch it like 2 more times and stuff like that. I'm sure there's some little things, details here and there that I missed, but like I said, you're gonna see there's a variety of dinosaurs. Don't expect like, oh, there's a bunch, nah. But with the little cameos that they make and stuff like that, it's nice to see that. I like that they're actually focusing on this one on the dinosaurs and less on the humans. They still focus on the humans, but it's balanced. You see what I'm saying? It's balanced, but in a good way. It's not gonna be like I said, the first 30 minutes it's a little boring, but it's setting up for why the mission is going to be. So once they go into the island and whatever it is, but after that, I'm telling you straight up, from there to the end, it's all just fun, nonstop. It's action, adventure, and it's a fun thrill. It's like and the way that these dinosaurs just attack humans, man. Oh my god, like they did not hold back. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. It's a strong PG-13, but it works. I loved it. I really loved it. And like I said, look, another big dinosaur that's a star besides the T-Rex in this movie is the Mosasaur. That beast is like, oh man, like she's just beautiful. She's just beautiful. Like it's just wow. Like how do you say it? It's fun. It's fun, honestly. And when you're seeing that ocean scene, like we've seen in the trailer, that was amazing. When you see that they're like with the big old long necks, I can't remember what they're called, titanosaurs or whatever. Beautiful, beautiful and emotional. And at the end, like I said, it's you're gonna enjoy it. You're really going to enjoy it. It's really a good film. Like I'm really surprised at what they're doing and stuff like that. Yeah, all the merchandise is selling out, and it's selling out even more right now. I just came back from Walmart, like probably like 20 minutes ago, and all the merchandise of Jurassic World is sold out. Straight up, it was all sold out. Superman merchandise is all still in stock. It's all there overstock. Nobody's buying that crap. Everybody's buying all the Jurassic World stuff right now. Shirts, everything. Like those shelves empty, and like I was like, damn, like this was just stocked up a few days ago. Now it's gone. Like I know by the weekend it's all gonna be gone even more, whatever is left over and stuff like that. So it was really good. It's really good and stuff like that. Yeah, I saw the comments that James Gunn's posting and stuff like that. That movie's cooked for sure, for sure. Like I said, next week that movie's going to tank. That movie's DOA, DOA, honestly, and they know it. WB somewhere right now in the studio crying. David Zaslav, Peter Safran, and James Gunn are right now probably huddled up crying because they know that Jurassic Park is crushing the box office. And being a long weekend, a holiday weekend, oh, I'm telling you straight up, this movie is going to make bank. It's going to make a lot of money. And I'm telling y'all straight up, I'm encouraging you, go out there and rewatch this movie. If you can go and watch it, a few times, go and watch it. This movie's going to steal the box office this year. Really, real. Like, and that's what that they know with DC and WB. Nobody's interested in that James Gunn Superman movie. They're so desperate trying to throw all type of ads. Nobody's barely clicking on them. It's not moving. And when you get Jurassic Park ads, Jurassic World Rebirth, those ads have so many likes, so many shares, so many everything. And people are out there. They're watching. The theaters are already selling out. They're selling out already. I know there's people that told me in the comments that they can't even get tickets until like probably Sunday because all of the screenings are sold out. It's good. I'm telling you, this movie is freaking amazing. That's what I'm saying. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 because that's how good it was. It's not perfect. It's not the worst, but it's fun, and that's all I care about. And like I said, the ocean scene, the part when they're in the jungle, when they're in the rocks, and this whole mission, it's perfect timing, especially now that we're in summer, because who isn't going to the beach? Everybody. Who isn't going out to, like, if you're in the area where you have rocks and you can climb rocks or go on hills, for a walk and stuff like that, you're gonna like this, honestly. Or if you're in a tropical area, like, and places that's very tropical where you have palm trees and stuff like that, and it's kind of like jungle type, you're gonna enjoy it because it feels like that atmosphere that you're around and stuff like that. And you could feel the movie, when the water's splashing, you could feel like you're there. You're like, oh, like I know what it's like to smell the ocean, and the breeze is hitting you while they're riding on the boat, and then you see the mosasaur just come out like we've seen in the trailer. Or if you're in the jungle, like mosquitoes, and you're like, oh, I know the feeling of these mosquitoes just stinging me, and like all the itchy grass, and you're all sweaty, and you're like, oh, I want to leave. The sun's too hot. Like, you feel those elements, and the same thing when they're in the like where the I can't remember the was it Quetzal, that bird. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, that big bird with the big beak. When you're in that scene and you see the rocks and stuff, you could just picture the dust, like all that hollow sound and the environment, and like you look over the edges, like, oh man, I think it's really high. So like it's just it's good. It's good. It captures your imagination to the fullest, and it works. It really, really works. And the D-Rex, man, the D-Rex is such a beast. Such a beast. And the best part is that it is scary. It's intimidating. That D-Rex, what they're doing with it, oh man, I can't wait to see it again. Like it's that good. And the mutant that they throw in there that we've seen in the trailer in the gas station, I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. You're going to really love it, and it's a good fun movie. Like, I want to talk about spoilers, but I'm not, because I know a lot of y'all are gonna go see it and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, go watch this movie. This movie is not going to let you down. Like I said, if you're the fan that enjoyed Jurassic Park 3 and Fallen Kingdom, this movie's for you. And of course, if you like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World stuff, that's good. But if you're the type of fan that's like, you want it to be accurate, you want it to be up to date with the most recent discoveries and in science, and what these fossils were and stuff like that, this movie's not for you. You have to go to a museum instead, because it's not about that. This movie is just like solid fun. There's no agenda in this movie. So when you hear people saying, "Oh yeah, it's a woke movie and it's an agenda movie," there's nothing of that. Nothing, honestly. And and if they do put it in there, I didn't catch it. I was like, okay, that I don't see any of that. So I was like, all right, cool. It's just focus on what the mission is, these characters. It's a small cast, but it works. It works. It all works. And like, straight up, Scarlet and that guy that plays I think I can't remember his name, but it's something Ali, Duncan, and the Doctor. All three of them, bravo, bravo. Well done. Well done. Like, it's a very, very fun movie. You guys are gonna enjoy it, honestly. Let me see. You can't get a ticket till next week. See it by then. Hopefully, if it isn't sold out again during Diaper Man week. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's probably gonna be packed, and especially with like what we're hearing and seeing with James Gunn, that he's ruining. He's a mess, honestly. But that's all on them, honestly. That movie's going to tank next week, and Jurassic World's going to make even double next week. This weekend it's gonna come out strong because it's Fourth of July weekend. Everybody's gonna be out. Like I said, I'm gonna go rewatch it again. I don't know when. Probably I might go again Saturday. I might go on Sunday, but I'm gonna rewatch it again this weekend, and it was well worth it. And for what I pay for one ticket, I mean for two tickets, is what they're trying to charge you for Superman. So Superman, they're trying to sell and upsell everybody at $35, $30 a pop, depending where you're at, but that's the average. For what I saw Jurassic World for that price, I got two tickets. So it's like you can't beat that, honestly. And that's what matters. It's good. It's really really good. Let me see. Yeah, that one, the Quetzal koalas. Yeah, that one. Hard name to pronounce, but yeah, yeah, that's it shows what people really want. Good prehistoric beast actions. Yeah, yeah, it was really really good. I really liked what they did with that. Really really fun, And the T Rex, man. Seeing that T Rex, damn, that was nice. It was very good, honestly. Like words can't even describe how fun that movie was. Kids would rather be a T-Rex than Superman. Yeah, yeah. When the dinosaurs were coming on screen, people were like, "Oh, it's a dinosaur," like the kids and stuff. So that was good to see how people were saying that and stuff like that. So let me see. Scarjo was great in it. Yeah, she was really great in it. Yeah, yeah, she was really good. She really, really put a hell of a performance. I was surprised, and some might be like, "Oh yeah, but she's trying to send or portray a message." No, she's not. No, she's not. She's doing her job as the character that she is, a mercenary. They don't really get into details of why they're mercenaries and stuff, but it works. We don't need to know why. We just know that they are, and that's all that matters. That's all I care about. I was like, good. I'm glad they didn't explain all that. And like I said, in the first 30 minutes, they're just focusing and talking about the human side and why they need to go on this mission. But once they go into the mission, it's on. Like from there on to the end, it's just it's just good summer fun, and this is why the media is trying to talk bad about this movie, because they're just trying to straight up hate on it. That's it. Because they know that it's going to get a lot of people to go watch it. Like I said, this is the seventh film of the Jurassic Park slash World franchise. The seventh movie, and this is the fourth of Jurassic World. They're setting up for the next one. That's going to be the next trilogy. And honestly, I'm ready. I'm down. Do it. Do it. They need to make it fast, and they need to go to whatever it is that they're planning. They can't sit around and wait too long, honestly. I can't wait another 5 years for this. This needs to be out in the next 2.5 years because of what they already have built. It's fresh. They can literally, if the studio really goes and says, "Hey, people are loving it. We're making money. Fans are happy. That's all that matters, and merchandise is selling. We need to move on to the next one." So Universal, if by whatever forces of life you're listening, or anybody from there, you need to go ahead and green light the next one. You need to put it out within the next 2 years. Don't delay. Put it out ASAP, and just fan service. We can't wait another 5 or 6 years for the next one. You just can't, honestly. It's like it'll get stale. People need that now, and that's what we want in it. Like as a fan, I loved it. I loved it, honestly. Like damn, what a hell of a performance that they did. And it just sold me. I was like, very well done. I'm not paying $25 to see Superman. That's what the theater want. Yeah, that's why they want it on IMAX. Jurassic Park deserved an IMAX release. Yep, yep. And on 3D, it was awesome. Like I said, it was really fun. I really enjoyed that movie. But like I said, go watch it. 8 out of 10. It's not gonna let you down. Go in there with the open mind as a fan, not as it's accurate and it has to be scientifically correct and it has to be, what this is what science says. No, just go there and be like, this is Jurassic World. It doesn't take itself serious, and it doesn't let you down. If you enjoyed, like I said, Godzilla 2014, you enjoy Alien, hell, if you enjoyed and loved Jaws, and you enjoy Jurassic Park 3 and Fallen Kingdom, this movie's for you. This movie's straight up for you. And of course, if you're just a fan of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, this movie's for you. Don't go in there expecting that this is going to be scientifically accurate, because it's not about that. It's about, like, it's just fun. That's it. It's a good summer movie, and this is one. Like I said, this is in the top two of mines from the Jurassic Park franchise. Like I said, Jurassic Park is the first one, then Rebirth, then the Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, and then the Jurassic Worlds. The last one is going to be Dominion. Dominion was just such a letdown. Like, but whatever, it made money at the time. And this one, I'm telling you, it's going to make a lot of money at the box office. This movie's for sure going to make $1 billion. It's going to make $1 billion, and the studio knows it. The studio knows that they're going to capitalize on this. They're already banking. Tomorrow, well, and then in like 40 minutes, I'm on the East Coast. It's 11:10 here, so like literally in 40 minutes, like they have already screenings and stuff like that, midnight screenings that they're already starting to promote and stuff like that, which is good for people that want to go see it and stuff like that. So, go out there and watch it when you can over the weekend. Just expect that a lot of people are going to be watching it, so get an early screening or a late screening, and go out there and just enjoy it. That's all. Go out there. You're going to enjoy it, and you know was my theater sold out? No, because I got an early screening. I got mine's like at 6, so that's the time people are getting out of work and rush hour and stuff like that. So, and it was good because there was people, not like a full packed theater, but there was people, and it was good. It was good because it's like I like it when it's like that, when there's less people, just because you enjoy the movie more. You don't have to worry about, like, kids crying and people passing constantly in front of the seats, or kicking the seats and stuff like that. So it worked for me. It was good, you know, and that's the good part. But I know over the weekend the theater is going to be packed, because that's a theater that I go to, where I go to, and that place gets packed. So like, this movie is going to, it's gonna keep fans happy. A lot of people are gonna see this for sure. You can see it for sure. Merchandise is selling out everywhere like hot bread, and these tickets are selling out. People are saying that they're selling out their theaters, and they can't get any seats until, like, you know a few days later and stuff. So that shows you. Meanwhile, Superman is suffering at the box office, early, because of course the official release is next week. But that movie's going to tank so bad, and with all these comments that James Gunn is saying, and the brand is ruined. When it comes to DC and WB and stuff like that. But that's their fault. That's their problem. We're focused on Universal, and Universal for the win. Honestly, it was a fun movie. Go watch it when you get the chance, and you're gonna enjoy it. Honestly, so it was it was very entertaining. That's all that I cared about. I was like, all I care about is a movie that's entertaining and fun, and they didn't disappoint. They really didn't disappoint. So when you see all these reviews that people are talking negative, it's just that they're just trying to throw shade on it. And remember, I said this. I had predicted all this. I was like, people are gonna come out and start talking bad about it, because WB and DC knows that with Superman, it's not going to work. People are not interested. And then you have James Gunn saying all these nonsense and stuff like that. That's not necessary. But again, he's doing what he has to do, because that's what James Gunn is. And like I said, next week after the movie comes out and it flops and it tanks, I can't wait to finally tell y'all why that movie tanked at the box office. And it has nothing to do with marketing, just so you know. Like I said, it's we'll talk about that on once that movie releases and stuff. But for today, go out and watch Jurassic World this weekend as soon as you can. As soon as you get time to watch it and it's available in your area, watch it. It's a must. It's a must watch movie. You're going to enjoy it. It's very fun, and overall, it's entertaining, baby. That's all it is. It's entertaining, and it's good entertainment with no agenda, no message, no nonsense. It's just pure action, fun, adventure type of movie. And that's something that we need, honestly. But with that, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to call it a wrap. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go watch that movie. You will not be disappointed. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.